Just 7 months ago, Quinnipiac men's ice hockey assistant captain Kevin McKernan left Cornell's Liner rink disappointed. A 16-18-4 record to show for his senior campaign. He said seasons like that should never happen to Quinnipiac's program. Hello everyone, I am Kyle Levasseur, standing alongside men's ice hockey beat reporter MJ Baird. MJ, seasons like that aren't a custom here in Hamden, Connecticut. Over 2 decades of winning hockey with 2 Frozen Four appearances for the Bobcats. Now they're trying to rebound, something they haven't had to do for a while. They're bringing in 12 freshmen for this bounce-back season. MJ, the freshmen have got to carry the weight, I assume.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, if you look at last year's roster, Kyle, compared to this year's, there's only 10 everyday starters from last year back on this year's team. A lot of turnover in the offseason for this program. So that means this year you can have 19 skaters in NCAA men's ice hockey. So that leaves 9 open spots, assuming those 10 returners get their spots back, which I think we can assume. So there's 9 open spots. Granted, not all those freshmen are going to fill 9 spots because some are up front and some are back on the defensive end. And also there's upperclassmen who may not have been a staple in the lineup who are going to fill those spots. But still, there's a significant portion of ice time available for these freshmen.
Sure. Let's look at some of the individual freshmen. Peter Delabratore seems to be one of the ones that is spotlighted. He was a 6th-round draft pick by the Vegas Golden Knights. He was able to start in their scrimmage against Prince Edward Island. What do you like from the defenseman?
Well, the first thing that I saw in the scrimmage that you mentioned, Kyle, he's an offensively talented defenseman. Okay.
You see plenty of those in Quinnipiac.
Right. He reminds me of like a hybrid between Brogan Rafferty and Chase Prisky. They can move the puck. They're quick. They can score goals. I mean, this kind of player is what Quinnipiac needs, because when we talk about the forwards, they don't have that potent goal scorer like Sam Manis they had 2 or 3 years ago.
Sure.
So these defensemen, they need to contribute offensively, and he's really, really important to their decor.
Now let's take a look at some of the players that are returning this season. 2 of them come in net, in Andrew Shortridge, the junior, and Keith Petruzzelli, the sophomore. Last year, both of them split time on the ice. What are you expecting for this season?
Well, I mean, Rand Pecknold said before the year even started that he's looking for one or both of those goaltenders to get hot. So I'm going to read into that just a little bit. He's going to ride them both until he feels that one has won the job outright from the other. So I expect this year what we saw last year. These players splitting the weekends. You know, if someone needs a weekend off, then the other goaltender will go 2 games that weekend. Although I'm interested to see. This weekend, Quinnipiac only has 1 game. Yes, it's the first game of the year, and they're playing on the road at Vermont. Who will it be, or will they even split the game? I don't know. We'll have to see.
They'll be up in Burlington, Vermont to start their season against the Catamounts. Follow us for coverage as we will be traveling to UVM. Let's stick with goaltending, MJ, and hop over to the women's team. They also are facing Vermont in a 2-game series this weekend. They also seem to have a bit of a goaltending battle, if you will, between Abby Ives and Allison Small. What are your expectations between the pipes for the women's team?
Yeah, I mean, I see it very similar to the men's side. Cass Turner says she has 2 very talented goaltenders, and she is excited where her goaltending competition is. I mean, these 2 players can play on any given night at this level and do well in that role. So the past 2 weekends, Quinnipiac women's hockey's already started their year. They're 0-4. However, we have seen 1 goaltender on each game on each weekend. So it has been Ives on the Friday night games and Small on the Saturday night games. I don't expect that to change this weekend on the road.
And one thing they are looking to change is that record, as they are still looking for their first win. MJ, are you concerned with their 0-4 start?
Kyle, I'm not really as concerned with the 0-4 start. I'm more concerned with, I think, the elephant in the room, if you will.
And what is that?
It's the goal scoring.
Sure.
I mean, this team, Cass Turner, she'll admit it to you, they just don't score enough goals to win games right now. They talk about how on the defensive end, they want to keep their goals against below 3. They've done that for the most part, but offensively, it just hasn't clicked. Melissa Samiskevich is back for her senior season. She's a captain, her second-year captain, actually, and you know what you're going to get out of her. She's already shown that on the ice this year, but it's players like Kenzie Lancaster, Brooke Bonsteel, who had a great freshman campaign last year. She's now in her sophomore year. What can they do to step up? Cass Turner said before the year started in her preseason teleconference that she feels the team does have depth, so that can take some pressure off Lancaster, off Samiskevich, but we just haven't seen it yet. However, what I will say, the biggest bright spot that I've seen from the women's ice hockey team, freshman Lexi Agia. She is a big, powerful forward. I see her really developing. Just give it 7 to 10 days, Kyle. I think that's going to be the story of the women's side.
Quinnipiac hockey is back in Hamden. Follow Q30 Sports this weekend for all of our coverage, as we'll be up at the University of Vermont. For MJ Baird, I'm Kyle Levasseur. We'll see you later.